how they spoke your name. Emotional. I don't think they heard you, man. Emotional. Who's the best rapper around? Emotional. Who's the new killer in town? Emotional.
Hey. What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Emotional, and guess what? I'm back! And I'm better than ever. What's going on, YouTube? I'm back for another reaction video. This is Adam Calhoun, Never Trust a Man That ... So I haven't done an Adam Calhoun video, at least one that wasn't music related, in a minute. So we about to go ahead and check this mug out. Like, comment, subscribe now, baby.
Let's ride, guys. So when I do my videos about politics, the video gets messed with. You guys don't get to see it or get notifications, which sucks because I have a lot of shit that I want to say about it. And I will. It just won't be as much. I want to tell you guys about my life and the stories in my life in hopes that it helps somebody out there. Also, side note real quick, I'm also going to do reaction videos to my top 10 favorite rap songs of all time. But I want to start with this story. About 4 years ago, I was at the worst place in my life mentally. I had everything you could think of materialistically. Is that a word? Material? I had all the materials. I had money, cars,
Close enough. We know what you meant.
everything. But I was sick mentally. I was so messed up that I tried to check myself into a psych ward, and they didn't take me because I didn't want to kill myself. But I felt like I was dying. But then something changed. My daughter was born. Hey. My son came home from the military.
First and foremost, W-edit. W-edit. Because I was like, wait a minute, what just happened? Where did she come from? I'm thinking it's just going to be like a story and nobody's going to pop up. I'm thinking it's just going to be just him. But then, like, she pops up on camera. Yo, all right.
And, of course, I married my beautiful wife, Margie. All right, let's do a scene change. Okay, new location. I want to start this video off by saying, check this out. Never trust a man that would leave his wife and children for a side bitch. Because if he would do that to his own family, what would that motherfucker do to you? And we're going to spin back at the end of this video, and it's all going to wrap up, and you're going to understand what I'm saying. Also, there's another great saying that I love. I've met a lot of great men that weren't good men. Okay, now me personally.
First, what's the word I'm looking for? I think it's interesting that he said, like, never trust a man that'll leave his woman or his family for a side chick. I guess that's none of my business. And then when he said how he knows great men that aren't good men, it makes me think just because you got all this money, fame, whatever it is, that does not make you a good person. But anyway, continue. Dang it, I pressed the wrong thing.
When my son was born, I was 19 years old. I was a young guy, and I was not a good father. I only cared about myself and what I wanted to do with my life, and I had a little life that needed me, and I wasn't there. Fast forward, I went through life, went to prison, came home, and I ended up getting custody of my child. And I raised my son, and I still do to this day. And I want to say this. Cayman helped save my life. Margie helped save my life. And Gray helped save my life and get me to where I am in my life today. But in the midst of all that, I was a complete motherfucker. I've been with Margie for 10 years, and I pushed her away. Would go out every single weekend. During the week, I would drink. I was a binge drinker. I drank so fucking much. She would chase me around town. I would run away from her. I would not come home on weekends. I would fall asleep. I'd get home and pass out halfway in and out of my car in the middle of the fucking driveways. I was an embarrassment. When she met me and started dating me, I had no car, no license, a shitty job, lived in the basement. She stayed with me through all of that.
Can we give Miss Margie a Peter Griffin clap for that, please? Because especially with everything going on, like the videos about like women not wanting to date you if you like taking them to Cheesecake Factory and Chili's and so on and so forth, for somebody to rock out with you, to go through everything that he was just talking about, for you to rock out with him even in the midst of all of that, bro, look, shout out to all the good women, bro. I say this all the time. Shout out to the good women, bro, because oh my gosh, bro, y'all don't get enough shine in my opinion. Because bro, shout out to y'all because y'all are a blessing. Like shout out to mine, you know what I'm saying? Because I didn't know what a good woman was until I met mine, you know what I'm saying? So, look, Jesus, thank you. Oh my gosh, y'all are a blessing, bro. Y'all are such a blessing.
And now I give her everything that I have because without her, I wouldn't have the shit that I have. I wouldn't be where I am today. Now, when I say I was a complete motherfucker, after all this fame or whatever you want to call it, people knowing who I am and going to these crazy parties and being all over the place and Instagram and DMs and women and strippers and money, and I could do whatever I want, and I was wild. I was out of fucking hand. We weren't married. We were just dating, but I was always wanting her to. I didn't want her in my life, and she just she held on for dear life. Any other woman would have left me for fucking sure. I was a complete insane human. 4 years ago, I made her leave the house. I got her own place, and I was all alone at my home. I was flying girls. I've never spoken about this ever out loud. I was so mentally empty and sick. I have trees all over. I live on a pretty good size of land, and I'm cutting trees down in my yard. I'm sharpening axes and just cutting trees down because I'm trying to get this, whatever this anxiety, this fucking emptiness. I'm trying to. I don't know why I did it. I just started cutting trees down. And I was falling all these trees and splitting wood. I don't know if I was trying to get all this fucking weird shit out of my body, but it wasn't going anywhere. I was filling it up with strippers and Instagram bitches and buying all kinds of cars, and just nothing would fill this empty fucking hole in me. I'll never forget it. I was outside cutting a fucking tree. Don't ask me why I started cutting trees. I don't know what made me do that. And I had been gone earlier. Margie came by and picked up one of our dogs, Shug. It was a couple days later. She came up the driveway and said, "I'm not coming up any further. I don't want to see you." And I understood, like, but I was like, "Just fucking come up." I was always so angry. And I'm like, "Just come up here. Stop being such a bitch." And she ends up coming up, getting out of her truck, getting the dog out. And it's the first time I'd seen her in a month. And I looked at her, and her face was skinny. Her butt was skinny. And anyone that knows Margie's got a massive butt. She was just a shell of herself, and I did that to her. I made her sick, and I was sick, and I was making her sick. I dropped my axe, walked towards her with anger in my heart. I don't know why, but as soon as I hugged her, I just let it all out. I started crying. I said, "Come home."
I'm sorry, I'm gonna rewind it, but one thing that I can give you, though, even in the midst of all of that, like, I respect the fact that he eventually changed. You get what I mean? My mindset is, I know it's a weird example, but I use like Dragon Ball Z Vegeta specifically as an example for like change, because it's like when you look at like how much he changed over time, and it's like he went from being like this malicious killer type dude to being like, oh wait, I actually care about this woman, these kids, and these people around me. And it's like, bro, like, I love the fact that he changed. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of folks don't change. A lot of folks stay in that space. And honestly, I respect it and I admire it, because it's like, it's always that temptation to go do something that you ain't got no business doing. It's always that temptation to go do something wrong and go act crazy and go do something, like I said, you just ain't got no business doing. But again, I respect and love the fact that he changed. So shout out to you, A-Cal, bro, for real. It's actually pretty encouraging hearing this. I know it's like a lot going on, but it's really encouraging seeing like how you went from that to this.
Massive butt. She was just a shell of herself, and I did that to her. I made her sick, and I was sick, and I was making her sick. I dropped my axe, walked towards her with anger in my heart. I don't know why, but as soon as I hugged her, I just let it all out. I started crying. I said, "Come home. Never leave again. If I go through this again, I'll leave." She was home the next day. And again, I don't think most women would have came back. She was home the next day. We started working on having a baby. Gray was born. And that little girl forever changed my life and made me a better man. A little bit after Gray was born, we got married just at the courthouse. And in the midst of that, Taman, who was my rock, who was my stability, who gave me purpose, he finally came back home from the military. And once I had all of that in my life, my heart filled with love, and I got more of a softness about me than that rough edge. And guess what? We'll have another baby. It's a baby boy. Now, back to what I said.
Peter Griffin clap again. Bro, y'all having another kid. Congratulations, bro. Congratulations, bro. We got another baby. Calhoun coming. We got another baby. Let me hit my dance. I'm sorry. I just love it. I love it, bro. I'm sorry. And also, one question for the fellas. What is it like having a daughter? Like, what is it like being that, I guess, like, how can I explain it? I guess developing maybe a softer side, or is that how that works? Or how did it work for you specifically, fellas who have like daughters? Let me know what that process was like for you, because there's a part of me like, no, I ain't gonna say a part of me. I want to have a girl. I want to have girls. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't mind having sons too, but I want girls. Let me know what that process was like, bro.
In the beginning of the video, never trust a man that would leave his wife and kids for a side bitch. Because what would that motherfucker do to you? That's what I'm talking about. I'm married to Margie. I could not imagine Gray and our future baby being raised by another man. So therefore, I will...
Bro, I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you. Like, I wasn't one of them dudes that was like having sex with a bunch of females, you know what I'm saying? I just didn't have it in me like that. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I was perfect and just never did anything, but like to just be like hopping from woman to woman to woman to woman to woman to woman and having all like just having sex, like I was so, what's the word? Matter of fact, I grew up to a point where I was like, do I want to risk this woman having my kid and raising my kid? Do I want this woman to potentially raise my child? Do I, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was something that was going through my mind. And it's like, bro, like, when it come to, like, that, I'm like, bro, like, I do not want another man raising my kids. I don't. It's one thing if you an uncle, but to be literally, like, having, like, that type of control and this type of stuff, like, no. Nah.
Never, ever leave my wife for another bitch. She stayed with me through everything, man.
Facts.
Everything. And in the end, she got a halfway decent man. I'm working every day, and that goes back to the other thing, the saying that's like, I've met a lot of great men that weren't good men. So people look at me like, oh, Adam, he's just, they put me on a pedestal, and I'm so flawed. I'm working on being a good man, a better man.
I think that's one of the things that puts you in that position to where we can, like, not necessarily put you on a pedestal like you're God or something, but like have that respect for you. Like, okay, so when he talk, we gonna listen. You get what I mean? It's like the fact that you're willing to say that you're flawed. There's so many people, no matter what you believe in, they'll sit there and act like they have it all figured out. You know what I'm saying? And then they'll beat you over the head and smack you down to make you feel less than, because you maybe that you don't know as much as they do, or sometimes they don't even really know anything at the end of it. You know what I'm saying? Or it's just stuff that it just really doesn't even matter at that point. It's just like, bro, like, I respect the fact that you're willing to say that you're flawed. That's one of the biggest things for me as an individual. When you can say that you're flawed, but at the same time work to be a better person, you got my respect, dog. I'm just gonna be 100 with you.
Man, a better person for this world. It takes rough motherfuckers a long road to get to a good place. And I'm still working on it every single day. I pray to God every single day to be a better person. I pray for happiness, for love, for understanding, for peacefulness. Don't get it wrong. I'm gonna have my days where I will still eat a motherfucker's face off, but trying to be a better man. And I got more stories for you guys. That's just a little bit of what I'm talking about. If you guys like these kinds of videos, let me know, and I will tell you about my life and everything in it. You won't ever have to guess or anything about my life. You'll know everything. Let me know in the comments. I love you guys. And fuck you, man.
All right, y'all, that's the end of that vid. Now, I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna be pretty short and to the point. I respect the openness, and if you decide to drop more vids like this, I appreciate it, because I think a lot more of us need to understand that the people that maybe you look up to or what have you, they have their flaws, because it's like when all you see is a highlight reel of everything, you think that that's their life 100% of the time. You get what I mean? So it's like, it's interesting when you get to see somebody that you see and it's like, dawg, like he getting all these views on rap, he making all this money doing rap, he doing these videos, he doing shows, he doing all this stuff. And it's like, you in your mind sometimes can be like, bro, like I want my life to be like that. But then when he tells this stuff, like his stories, bro, like the things that you went through to get to where you at, bro, I salute you, bro. But I'm gonna get up out of here, dog. Peace easy, baby. Later.
Get down, came to get down. You know that I came to get down. Came to get down. Me and my squad, we came to get down. Came to get down. You know that we came to get down. Came to get down.